welcome everyone. This is the city of Omo, New Mombasa. No, this is not New Mombasa. This is the city of Omo. This is the biggest, oldest of my 12 colonies cities. 12 cities. 1.12 is actually what that is, my 12 cities. And we are here this evening, and I see Philippa sleeping on the beach, and Elias actually looking down at her sleeping on the beach and going, good, now I can get some rest too. So actually, I think I'm going to rise up into the air. Let's change our view. And this is Sunday, City Sundays, and we are going to take a tour of the entire city and look at this. So this is the waterfront, the bayfront, right here. And then this is the Western Farm District right here. And we move into the educational district here, where all our schools are located in this area, except for the Ranger Academy, our library, our university, our prep school, our our actual Enchanter's Tower extension to the university is being built right now, and the dorms that we're passing over right at this moment. And then this is the northern border that we're facing right now with the Combat Academy on the northern border, and it's 4 towers that guard the northern border. And then we have our eastern farm area where we have our sheep, and we have all sorts of things. We have sheep and we have farms. We have our composter over in this area, and we have some businesses. We have the restaurant, we have a builder, and we have the blacksmith, who is the blacksmith for the equestrian knights for their horses. And we see all the horses in their corral, all of them. This is the eastern border with its 3 guard towers. One is the equestrian tower, the smaller one, and then the traditional ranger and knight tower. And then we move into the desert area. Actually, City Hall is a part of the desert area. And then we have the Misa district right here, and that includes the new theater complex, which is still under construction. Hello, I see you. Welcome. It's nice to see you. Still under construction. And I did sort of skip over the grove where we grow our trees, and the crushing the stone plants, Wilson Stoneworks, where they crush and sift stone. And they're now located in the bottom of Cliff's Bottom. And one of the things we did this week was we actually repaired Cliff's Bottom. We had actually carved out way more of Cliff's Bottom than was needed to build these 2 buildings, but we didn't know it at the time, but we knew we could repair it. And so the crusher building is complete, and this is it. And it's actually going to keep its nether brick facade, and keep its end stone and its stone a ceiling, but we did add wood to this part. And prepare your ears because this door is very loud, but we just wanted to show you that this door actually works. And there it goes. Yes. And that closes up, or that opens, and I like that very much. Okay, so it is sunrise, and Thaddy will be here in a moment or two. Thaddy is a Wilson, and he and his nephew, Callum, run Wilson Stoneworks. And this is Callum's workshop, which is being worked on right now. And it's interesting that nothing spawned in here because this is pretty dark. I would put some lights in here, but she's almost done. And I don't want to interfere with what she's doing. Once she is finished, I think we are going to put a roof on this, actually just bring this stone back to where it was. And I'm thinking maybe that I'm going to take away these fences so that they can cross over and talk to each other on this level. But it has to be a level 5 before I can do any of those kinds of things. All of this is terribly, terribly dark. But Callum isn't back to work yet. So we actually don't have to worry about him like walking in on some unsuspecting or curious monster. There goes Thaddy, and Callum is still waiting to get back to his plant, his production plant. This is Thaddy's. Where did you just come from? Did you just see that? Did he just drop off the edge of that? Now that was interesting. When there's that bridge right there, am I going to actually have to put a road? I might actually have to keep him from taking this shortcut. Or I'm just going to have to take this shortcut and make it into an actual road back here and have it come down some stairs right here as well. So that would be 2 sets of stairs. Those stairs don't go direct, they go into the grove, and that's probably what's doing it. So this is something we'll have to look at this week coming up if we do this, because there is a possibility that we are actually going to work on the villages where we take the zombie villagers when we find them, and we may decide to do that. Yes, I think that's what I'm going to do. I beg your pardon. I'm going to actually take a portion of this back, and I will probably take the lowest portion that matches the land there, which would be this one, and go back 3, 4. So that's the correct amount to go back. This would have to be at least back a little ways, and then just take this whole section back all the way to Thaddy's place. Just take it completely back, and then we will put actual stairs and a road there. We could actually we could either just use stones, and that'll be interesting to see what we do here, whether we're going to even out some of this sand hill, but I think we may, because we're going to do that road. Now this that you see on the ground in this area is where the Wilson Stoneworks used to be, but they sold their land to the city so that the city could build the theater complex, which is still under construction. Not a lot was done this past week on the theater. I believe that we spent a lot of time at the bayfront, working on the bayfront. So nope, we didn't really do anything else. Wow, so the sifter is done. So yes, so we will get back to that, and we will have Callum get back to his job. But this actually, this theater complex still needs a lot of work. As you can see here, the booth, the sound booth is actually not built yet, and we have the downstairs areas around the base of this have to be filled in, and we are no longer going to use the plan. We've been using the floor plan that they give you when you're going to build a building, when you're going to have the builders build a building. But I think we have taken this as far as we can without, at this particular point, because of the way this building was conceived. So we are now going to get creative with the rest of this building and see what we can do with it for the future. But we didn't really do much over here last week. We didn't do anything in this area. Did we do this? Nah, we did this the week before, where we worked on, yeah, we didn't do anything over here this past week. We are going to walk through the Birch neighborhood here. These apartments, these are the Birch apartment buildings right there, past Nicholas and Adrian's house. I think it's Adrian. And we're just going to go past the warehouse here, right here on the front. And we're going to come up here, and we're going to take the road. One thing that did happen was we considered moving the beachfront market to this location right here, but it just didn't look right. There wasn't any way that it connected well with the streets, and it just looked too summery and too beachy to actually put in the middle of town. So we scrapped the idea that that's what we were going to do, and now we are headed for the stairs that lead to the bridge that crosses over to the bayfront. And this is the bayfront bridge, and this is almost bayfront right here. We have William. Is that William actually standing there? Is that a doppelganger? I think it's a doppelganger, actually. I might have to recall William to his shop in order to get rid of that. There is Betty, and Betty lives on this side now. And as a matter of fact, Madison was working on Betty's new delivery hut. Oh, did you see that? So here's a doppelganger here as well. Why don't we go in and try and get rid of this doppelganger? Recall worker. Let's see. Ooh, the delivery was complete. That worked and got rid of the doppelganger, and Madison finished level 4, we're just going to have her begin to work on the level 5. There we go, and upgrade the building. So when this building is done, it is going to be, it is not, whoa, wow, was that an interesting lag. It is not going to be birch. It is actually going to blend into the boardwalk and be jungle and dark oak. And that's what we're going to, the inside will remain birch, but the rest of it is absolutely going to be jungle and dark oak. And so the other thing that got finished and actually got fixed, even though we actually don't have a person to work here yet, this is the new carpenter's shop on the boardwalk that is actually for the building of ship repairs, actually for ship repairs and things of that nature. So this carpenter's shop, I think the thing that we did was we covered it, of course, because this is an ender building, and so we put on the jungle roof. I noticed that we haven't done anything with the floor yet, and we might not. We might just let it remain stone. But everything else in the shop right now is the way it is, except of course, I beg your pardon, except of course these these gates that close down when the carpenter's shop is closed. These gates. Oh, full rain. Wow. Rain at sunset. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to go into Madison's place, and I'm going to go to sleep in her apartment. She lets me use her apartment when I'm on this side of the bay. Gosh, that is so weird, this little thing that's happening where I want to jump all over the place. But it beats lagging, so I'm actually glad about this. We're just gonna go to sleep right now. I'm looking at the map and I can't see my people at all, which is interesting. Let's look at this for 2 seconds. I suppose I could bring this up so that I could see what I was looking at, but it's curious that I don't really recognize the people who live here. But I am going to do a plus, and I think it's plus. Yes. I think I want to do that and just have it a little tiny bit closer. Let's go to sleep in hopes that we can avoid a thunderstorm. And hopefully the rains will end. And yay, it worked. So I always love Madison's place. One of the really wonderful things about these places is that it was very easy to get the ceilings on and to get them done. I don't know, and I'm looking at this right now and thinking, could I have actually done, what am I using? Oh, that's why, because I'm using concrete. And more than likely, I couldn't find anything that didn't have a pattern that I could use for the ceiling. So that is why the ceiling is not half slab, giving a little extra space above the window. I wish. And I don't think still that there's anything that can be used, let me see, in that way. Slab. that doesn't have a pattern on it that would show. You can't use quartz at all. You might can use marble, but I think it still has a little tiny bit of a pattern, and I probably looked at it and said nope. But, and look at this, I didn't look at that. That might be interesting, the marble brick. But those would be something that I would have to like take this out and then look at that and decide if I wanted to do marble brick. That's curious. Or to do that. And that was what I wasn't sure that I wanted to do, but I think I might, because I don't, because I actually like the window frame to at least have a little bit of leeway from the, yeah, like right there, so that it's not directly at the ceiling like that. And that is, yeah, most definitely makes a difference just in the way the place looks. I like um, I like that better. I probably thought that this was too decorative at the time. I mean, there's so much going on with this place because you have the end. This is hardened end stone here, but that's kind of mirrors the hardened end stone. The marble slab kind of does. And if we really wanted to, and I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm just going ahead and doing stuff here. I'm supposed to be talking about the people, and I seem to be doing this instead. So the lantern that I was looking for isn't here. We have a blaze lantern, and I didn't remember there being a blaze lantern. So this is actually good because we can replace these two lanterns with these two lanterns. And let's see what that looks like. That's actually okay, I think. Yeah, they certainly look they certainly look hot. That's what they look like. Good gracious. Those definitely look like they belong to blazes. That is for sure. But I think I might just be okay with that, like that, rather than having it come down. And if we wanted to even, we could put trap on it. TRAP. Let's see if we can put, we would really need this or this. This is green. Let's see if we like this. Let's see if not, if we just want to do a regular trapdoor. But let's see what a trapdoor looks like. If we put trap right there like that, over top of that. That's not so bad. It's just scary that we would have such a thing, that we would have something with creeper faces hanging over a bed. Let's just go ahead and use these pieces like this. And that makes it sort of look like it's skylight or opens up. I like that. And I think we're good with that. And we can go out. Yes, I am doing more than a tour. But every once in a while, you just see something and you just have to fix it. I love her balcony here where she has some supplies, but look at that view. Can you imagine just before you went to bed coming up here and sitting down with the hibachi and having something nice to drink and having some nice food that would work really nice on the hibachi, and wow, that is so interesting. And just enjoying the sunset. So, yeah, so I have some oddnesses. Vincentius Primus and I tried to do some work where that's interesting. So, see the blaze? That is most curious. I guess I'm okay with it. It's just different. I could do the same with that roof as well. And we are going to have to probably do something about this. This is not going to be the helicopter pad that it, or maybe it will. We'll find out. If it is, it's still going to be surrounded by jungle. Look at that flashing. Is that wild or what? Is that wild? But this is the other thing that we did this past week was that Jason moved in to his side of the duplex and Miles moved into his side, and we still have room for a carpenter if we want, and we do eventually. And then in this apartment building now is Betty and Madison and Janet, the owner of the tavern. They all are in this apartment, this duplex right now. So two of them are sharing this townhome and one of them lives in this townhome. And they're sharing this townhome, but this townhome has two separate bedrooms. It has an attic room and the master bedroom. And so that is where they are. In the meantime, Alex and Beatrice have moved into their new home, and this is actually it. We have a sandstone house that is has been turned into an eclectic stone house to fit into this area. I think that what we decided was that this was just accent walls. So the house is actually two colors. It's actually the sand color and the beautiful, beautiful clay color. So, yeah, oh my goodness. This is really interesting. So it's definitely much faster, that's for sure. So fast, it's like jumping all over the place. But here we go. And this is what it looks like. We've been taking the sandstone house and actually taking the inside and making it into a what would you call it? A loft, open floor plan. That's what they would call it. And this has Mr. Crayfish's kitchen pieces, and there's the dining room, and then one of his modern features, an actual TV. Now I just see the sun is setting, and Alex is upstairs because he hasn't been assigned another project since he finished building this. He probably was working on this tower and finished, and we actually need him to continue working on both of these towers to sort of get them done so that we can actually have a patrol be assigned here. So I'm going to actually have Alex upgrade this building, and that is just all that we're going to look at this particular moment. But this house is actually turned out really nice. I really like it. I'm looking forward to see what the house in New Miseque, the third sandstone house, is going to turn out to be, because it's actually going to be stone too. The carriage house in New Mombasa is all stone, but it is a sandstone design house that's all stone, and she is home. Oh, wow. That is a gorgeous picture. I'm going to have to get rid of all of these and just take a picture for a moment, because look at that. Wow, that's beautiful. So, working on this house took most of the full day. Now that we only have a day, I still have a couple pieces I see of string from when there was a fabric deck here. But because even though this is actually savanna, because it's so close to the beach, it actually pours down rain this close into the beach, and so they actually need to have a solid roof that will keep the rain out, especially since that is their stairwell right there, their stairs down to the first floor. So Alex is going to work on that. We still have a bunch of things for both Alex and Madison to do over here. This is actually a tavern. This is a tavern the size of the one in New Miseque, only it's more than likely going to remain stone. We'll see if we can add some jungle elements to it, since this is the boardwalk, and eventually the boardwalk will come up to that. This is Beatrice's chicken farm, which is in its final stage at that, the way it looks now. Although we were thinking that we could have the third, level 3 gives you the second chicken house, but they need some yard. I think I would like them to be able to be a little bit cage free. So I think that's why I'm not going to do it. This bakery is level 1 and is a really beautiful building when it's complete, and will be a lovely place for coffee and pastries. And Jason is going to have pretty much the same kind of clientele on this side of Omo Bay as his mother has on the other side, where she now has that new bakery, the new sandstone bakery. Is it sandstone? No, it's a star. It's a Space Wars design bakery, right near the theater complex, so people can have coffee and pastries before or after the theater. So that is all the work that we pretty much got done. We did have some work happen in town. And yeah, why don't we just call, who is that? Nope, it's just a soldier. Why don't we call, no offense, none taken. Why don't we call Curtis back to his office, but I don't want to do it this time of night because he might already be in bed. This is his house right here. And yeah, I don't really want to. It looks like Parnell and William are in his house, but they're actually in their house, which is right here. So that's how close they are. And they're both farmers, and it looks like they either need their storage chests in their barns emptied. That's usually what happens. Let's look at that. Sure enough, that's definitely what she needs, and he probably needs the same thing, that he has too many milks. Too many. Oh, here's a cow in the office. There they are. Let's see. Let's look at inventory for a minute. Oh, and look at that. Look at all those empty. What is he asking for then? He is more than likely asking for an axe. So let me give him one. He wouldn't be necessarily asking for wheat with red over his head, but we'll find out in the morning if that's what he's doing. The other place where that is being worked on, of course, is in as a part of the university, is the enchanting tower, and it is coming along very nicely now, and there it is. So this is the enchanter tower, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So this is the one that when it's done, we're going to bring all this land back around this stairwell. We'll have to make a stairwell for the stairs, plus these stairs have to go down 10 more, and that is going to really be really fun to reach the dungeon. That's what they have to do. But I think George is actually working on the new post office. So this will be the first delivery / post office that we have in Omo, and we have put it right over here. There's Cecily. She's asleep. We've put it right here in front of these apartments, facing this way. This is a good place, and it's probably a level 3. We could go inside and look and see. I believe this is actually a Nordic version, but let's see what it says. It's not showing anything that we can look at. It is a level 2, and it is still being upgraded. So, but yeah, it looks fairly Nordic-like. Yep. So that is the last thing that's being worked on right now. And yeah, we could have moved something here, but it doesn't seem to want to work. So we're just going to not try and force that in any kind of way. So because the city is so much older, there are things that I could do. I think we discovered, whose house was it that we discovered that there were, I see him. See that over there? William, what do you want? Can I get to him in time? No. And I know what she wants. Okay. I guess I could right quick take some of the things out of her. I will work on it. Let me look at it. I will work on it. Let's look at her inventory. She has 64 seeds here. Let's take these away. And then she has a lot of seeds here. So let's look in here, and we're just going to take all of these because we can actually take these to Nathaniel's composter. We'll let her keep her groceries right there. And yeah, she has a fair amount of things. Whoops. And I don't think I took enough by taking those. I'd almost have to do something else. But we looked at her and she didn't have a lot on her, thank goodness. So I think we're good. I think we are good with that. So let's just, do I want to take the 8 seeds? I don't really. So we'll just hold on to these and we can give them to Nathaniel. And that is probably not going to, I'll just have to say, cancel the request for now. Yep. And see, she doesn't have anything. I expected her to be full up with things that needed shore treatment. So, but what we can do right quick is to check and see if Curtis is still standing right there. William Gomfrey. I said Curtis, didn't I? Wow. You know something? I think I might be sleepy. This is so interesting. It's happening again. That Omo is going to be the result of my being sleepy. And what's really weird is I've done all the rest. This is not the first one. And that is just so curious. Yep, we have a ghost, which means the doppelganger over there is the real William Gomfrey. So we'll have to check on that and see if we can get him to come over here and walk through himself. And that's going to be really curious. But right now, I don't see him in any kind of way picking up dust or actually coming over. Okay, so that, believe it or not, is all that we did. Alex and Beatrice's house actually took a great amount of time. And so that is something that we spent like a couple days on. So I guess I'm going to, unfortunately, that's not too short. But I promise that next week we will actually go to, we should have time to look at some of the things that I did and still go to the hospital city, the new Acacia City, that's just on the other side of the swamp, or on the other side of, I should be looking on the other side of the meteor strike is an Acacia Village, and that's where we'd be going with the zombie that we do have, and maybe, hopefully, one more as the last of our 12 cities, trying to keep each other well and safe. And so, all right, You know, it's bad when you don't have any idea what you just said. So, this has been a super long day. I appreciate your coming out. I hope you enjoyed at least seeing some of the initial work that we did. I really love the way I didn't really show you the whole thing, though, didn't I? Let me take a minute or two. It was nighttime, and I think that's the reason why. So let's just take a minute or two to look at Beatrice and Alex's new house upstairs, because we did look at the downstairs because it had the open floor plan, but upstairs is actually really quite okay. Actually turned out really nicely. So um, this is upstairs, and they have this sliding glass door. We didn't finish up here. Look at this. And this wonderful carpet, which I really like with these walls. What do you know? I bet there isn't a hibachi even up here. Is there? Not yet. Okay. That is going to be really cool when we start working on this. Yeah, because look at that. It's not finished. There's no furniture upstairs. There's no furniture on the deck. And we can actually do something about that. Yep, there's that cave sound for the caves that are underneath this location. But those caves belong to the Lord of the Swamp, and we are absolutely at have a peace treaty with them, which is really wonderful. So, all right, that's it. Thank you very much. I just wanted to look at that upstairs and see why didn't I show it. Now I know why, because nothing's been done up there. So we will do something about that next time that we're in. And thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your games. My constant viewer, thank you so much. Really appreciate your being here. And this is Omo, and believe it or not, we're going to be back here tomorrow, which is in less than 4 hours. We'll be back here. Yeah. Enjoy watching all the other streamers. Bye for now. Bye for now.